Hello, Dr. Brant Hulsebus here, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Chiropractor. Ask the Chiropractor is my little podcast that I do when someone has a question about chiropractic or chiropractic care. I try to answer. I'm a chiropractor here in Rockford, Illinois. I'm a proud graduate of Palmer College of Chiropractic, and I'm happy to be the team chiropractor of the Rockford Ice Hogs. Let's dive into it. Hello and welcome to another episode of Ask the Chiropractor. Thanks for tuning in. Today I get asked lots of questions about sleep. I wake up, I'm in pain. When I woke up this morning, my back was wrong. I felt really good until I woke up in the morning. Back pain after sleeping, is it just your mattress? I'm a chiropractor here in Rockford, Illinois, and people ask me all the time what kind of mattress and stuff should I buy, what kind of mattress should I be looking at, what's going on with my sleep posture, why am I always having back pain after sleeping, why is my morning back always stiffness, and basically why does my back bother me, why does my back hurt more in the morning? So let's talk about this a little bit. The most common reactions to this is, hey, what kind of new mattress do I need to buy? Hey, do I need a new pillow? What is the most perfect sleeping position that'll help me wake up and never have back pain again? Morning back pain is a clue that your body isn't tolerating stillness more than you have a wrong bed, meaning that there's more than just the bed you're sleeping on. I always tell people, if you want to have a fun experiment, if you think your mattress is so bad, go out of town and stay at a hotel somewhere, sleep on a different bed, and tell me if it still happens. Majority of the time it will, because it's not the bed, it's you. Because you see, during the day, you're moving around, you're switching positions all the time. You're standing, you're sitting, you're walking, you're running, you're all different positions. You don't just stay frozen in one position. At night, you don't move, right? You stay still, you're idle, and your joints start to stiffen up. Fluid pressure inside of your spaces start to build up. You know, when you wake up and you get a big stretch, you hear all that popping and stuff like that. That's pressure building up. When we do a chiropractic adjustment, you hear a noise. That noise is called cavitation. Cavitation is the fluid building up pressure inside your joints from a lack of mobility. When we do the chiropractic adjustment, we find that where you're not moving properly, we restore the motion, and then the fluid is equalized, and you hear a popping sound. It's the exact same principles that would be when you open a can of soda pop. It's fluid under pressure being released. So at night you're not moving, the joints stiffen, your fluid pressure changes, and the nerves just become more sensitive when you sleep. So sleeping doesn't create the problem, it reveals it. So it reveals that there's something bigger going on in your spine than just the way you're sleeping. If it was that easy, we would just design the perfect mattress by now, right? We would design the perfect pillow by now. It would already be out there. Can you imagine how much money you could make if you could develop the perfect mattress and the perfect pillow for everyone to sleep in? That person would be a millionaire. But the reason it doesn't exist, and the reason why people can't discover that, is because it's the person, not the mattress or the bed. Yeah, there's better mattresses and better pillows. But the majority of the time, it's the person, not the actual mattress or what's going on. So we got to get you moving more at night, right? I always tease, watch an action movie before you go to bed. Maybe you'll run in place, but we know that doesn't work. So what do we have to do? Usually when I notice a problem, people will come in and they'll tell me it's hard to stand up straight when they first wake up. They have to warm themselves up to get straight. They usually feel better after a shower or going for a little bit of a walk around the house. Maybe it gets worse again after they sit down. If I sit down for a little bit, I go to get up, I feel it again. And it's the same pain every morning. I feel the same thing all the time. So what's going on here is that we got a couple issues happening. One, at night, you stiffen up to get tight. I talk a lot about athletes because I take care of the Rockford Ice Hogs here in town, the hockey team. And a lot of people are surprised to see that they spend more time stretching after the game than they do before the game. Because when you go like they do with the hockey, your body starts producing the energy that it needs to keep you moving, the muscles going. And when you stop without doing a proper cool down or stretch, these chemicals continue to get made and they build up and they make your joints stiff and sore in the morning. So a lot of people are surprised when I tell them the Ice Hogs hockey team spend more time stretching after the game than they do before the game. It's part of a cool down before they go. So if your joints are misaligned, you have a subluxation, and some of your musculature is working overtime to protect you from creating bigger damage, more issues, and then you lay on that muscle the wrong way, it's going to tighten up and get more sore. Not even the wrong way. I shouldn't have said the wrong way. Just laying down, now that muscle's been working overtime, now it just came to a stop. And now it has a chance to get stiff, sore, and achy. Why do you feel better after a shower? The moist heat goes in there and breaks that muscle up. I want you to understand that a muscle that's inflamed from overworking, like, let me try to break this down. If your neck misaligns, certain musculatures work overtime to protect your neck so you can't cause more damage. But now they're working overtime all the time. Not only are they protecting you from creating further damage, but at the same token, they're trying to do their normal job and the job of other muscles that aren't doing their job anymore because you're misaligned. So these muscles are working really hard. And the more you push it, the more you challenge it, the more stress you give it, the more inflamed it gets. And the more inflamed it gets, the more sticky it gets. Inflamed tissue gets real sticky, it starts making adhesions. Sometimes you might have somebody tell you they have a knot in their muscle. That's the adhesion from always being inflamed. And when you stop moving, that's when it all stiffens up and tightens. Now it finally has a chance to like really lock up and solidify. And it's doing it because it's overworked, it's overtired. What's the right pillow you could sleep on to make that go away? It doesn't. You can't make it go away because it's all inflamed and irritated for what you did all day. It doesn't matter the pillow you sleep on. It matters the fact that it's been irritated all day from things you do all day. And you take a hot shower, it feels better because the moist heat goes in there and it breaks that tissue down a little bit and helps break some of those adhesions and allows you to move again. But as soon as you sit down and you stop moving, I mentioned it gets worse after you sit again, it starts to tighten up again. And then it starts to go back to the sleep mode again. So you have to stand up and straight and get loosened up before that gets going again. This isn't like permanent tissue damage, but it's just reoccurring tissue damage over and over again with the inflammation. Now, why do mattresses and pillows really fix these things? Because it's not a mattress thing. The mattress you slept on last night didn't make you walk around all day long pushing your neck or lower back issues. If your lower back has the same thing, let's say one hip's higher than the other hip because you have a misalignment in your lower back. All the other muscles around there will work extra hard to lock down two of those vertebrae to make sure you don't damage them no more. Now these muscles are working overtime, again, to stabilize the misalignment, to keep you from bending and twisting the wrong way. And at the same time, they're still trying to do their normal job. Plus, they're compensating for the fact that the other muscles aren't doing their job. I'll give you an example. If your L1, L2 gets misaligned, it's going to pull out what they call the psoas muscle, PSOAS. The psoas muscle is a hip flexor. It helps you lift your leg. But if your lumbar rotates to the left or to the right, it's going to make one of these stretch and elongate, the other one normal. So now we've got one stretch and elongated and one normal. As you try to walk, because the hip flexor judges how far you can take your stride, if one of them's already working hard and it's already inflamed, it's already tight, that step's going to get shorter. So the other leg is going to have to walk extra far. So now you've got a short step and a larger step trying to compensate the difference. And you go all day. Then at the end of the day, you go to bed, you lay down. Now typically, there's going to be one side that's more comfortable than the other because one side's going to expose that hip being stretched, the other side's not. So you come in, you tell me, I feel good when I lay on my left side, but not my right side. My right side makes it worse. That gives me a huge clue how to adjust you. It's also showing me that it's that hip muscle that's tight. It's not the mattress. It doesn't matter what bed we put you on. You would still have this pulling from walking all day. So we do the chiropractic correction and we get rid of that misalignment. Now that muscle's not working over time. So people ask me, should I put a pillow between my knees? And that's better, right? It's a better way to sleep. Not because it's a better sleep posture, but because you got less stress on your hip when you sleep like that. You follow me? It doesn't fix a lower back, but it removes a stressor on a lower back that's already misaligned. If that misalignment wasn't there, the pillow between your knees wouldn't be as important. But if the misalignment's there, then that's the way you can help me not irritated after I adjust you to go back home and go to bed. So the things that we look for is what's misaligned. We look for the segmental joint restriction, going vertebrae to vertebrae, trying to figure out which ones are limiting the range of motion that's being protected. We look to see how your hips and your tailbone and your sacrum are misaligned. A lot of times you come in here and you ask me, you have a short leg or a long leg, and that's what I'm measuring, that's what I'm looking for. Nerve sensitivity. Again, what's going on with your gait, your walk, your this is hot, this is inflamed, this is sore, this is achy. That all gives me clues of some of the misalignments are. And then as soon as I stop moving, I go to get up, I'm always in pain. That tells me the severity of what's going on. Again, not the kind of mattress you own, not the kind that it's time to buy a new mattress, not that it's time to get a new pillow. It's the fact that your spine's that misaligned. Again, why do people get relief from this? Another clues they get is when they're doing some little stretching, they're doing some hot showers or walking, breaking up some of those tissues, restoring some of the motion, getting some of the joints lubricated again. So, who am I reaching out to in this podcast? Who am I trying to find? It's that person that wakes up every morning and they're in pain. It takes them 10 to 20 minutes to get going every morning. And this happens every morning. Or maybe you've already tried 3 or 4 mattresses. Maybe it's not your mattress. Maybe it's you. So if you've been suffering through this and you've been having these issues, it's time to go see a chiropractor. A chiropractor is a non-medical approach that's able to prevent worsening episodes, and we're also able to find the mechanical issue that's causing your spine not to move the way it's supposed to, and we're able to make that correction. Now, do a lot of medical doctors tell you to come see us and would recommend us? No. Why? We're not part of that system. They call us alternative healthcare. I don't know how alternate we are, but they call us alternative healthcare. So medical doctors, physical therapists, and all of them are part of the mainstream healthcare system, but we're not. They are not trained or educated on what we do. Therefore, if you ask them, should I see a chiropractor for this, you rarely get a reliable answer. Remember, the only person to ask about whether you should or should not get chiropractic care is a chiropractor. If you want more information, you can go to my website. Wherever you're watching or listening to this, there'll be links. Or you can go to the National Association, chiropractic.org, chiropractic.org, and you can find a lot more there. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you tuning in and listening to our podcast. Next week, I've already got my question. What are some of the early signs that my back's about to go out? Are there any indicators that might tell me that I need to prepare for something or slow down? So come back next week, listen to next week's Ask the Chiropractor. And if you have questions about chiropractic or chiropractic care, go ahead and leave a comment or a post after this, and maybe next week you'll be the question of the week. And remember, the only person that's qualified to answer questions about chiropractic care would be a chiropractor. Just like I would never ask my optometrist questions about my teeth, I would ask my dentist. Thank you.